Welcome to Studio Channel. Subscribe, like, share.
Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta is ready to make a massive decision ahead of the North London derby against Tottenham on Sunday, and journalist Dean Jones has told GIVEMESPORT that it's set to cause some hurt. The Gunners have enjoyed a good week in both the Premier League and Champions League, with a 1-0 away win at Goodison Park followed up by a vibrant 4-0 victory over PSV, and setting it up nicely for this weekend's Derby Day clash. One controversial call Arteta will have to make once again is who he goes with in goal, with the battle for the number 1 spot between Aaron Ramsdale and David Raya taking another major twist in this past week. Having started the opening 4 games of the Premier League, few would have expected Ramsdale to lose his place in the first team so quickly, but Arteta made the ruthless decision to do so ahead of the trip to Merseyside last weekend. Raya subsequently rewarded his faith with back-to-back clean sheets and looked relatively comfortable in both games, claiming crosses when needed and showing off the distribution skills that made him a key transfer target in the first place this summer. What has Dean Jones said about Aaron Ramsdale's future at Arsenal? Speaking ahead of this weekend's clash against Spurs, Jones raised the point that while missing games against Everton and PSV would have been a disappointment, Ramsdale would be particularly hurt at being snubbed for one of the biggest matches of the season. I think this will probably be the hardest one for him. It's one thing being on the bench against Everton or PSV, but if you're suddenly out of the team and sat on the subs bench for a ferocious North London derby, then there's going to be hurt inside of you and feeling of, what is this? Is this the beginning of the end? And that's what he's going to have to come to terms with. I don't think it's a coincidence that there are already links with other teams for Aaron Ramsdale. I think that by the end of this season, if this continues, that narrative will only get stronger, and we'll be wondering whether he wants to continue to compete for that number 1 spot. Aaron Ramsdale facing biggest moment of Arsenal career, earning £120,000 a week as per the Daily Mail. Ramsdale faces the prospect of a role reversal from a couple of years ago, when it was he who usurped Bernd Leno for the number 1 spot and never looked back. The England international appears to be the kind of character who can pick himself up after a setback. You only have to look at the way he ignored the criticism of his arrival at the Emirates in the first place to see that. However, this precise moment represents the biggest crossroads of his Arsenal career yet, and given his age and Premier League experience, would certainly be able to command a starting spot at most other clubs in the top flight. The main question revolves around whether Ramsdale has the fight to keep training and working hard, and forcing Arteta to go back to him as his starting goalkeeper.